Hey there, this is Arthur Hill, Chief Technical Strategist at TrendInvestorPro.com. You are tuned into Next Level Charting. Thank you very much for joining us. I appreciate it. If you're watching this video on YouTube, and you like it, of course, please give us a thumbs up and consider subscribing. So today we're going to talk about betting, in particular the sports betting and iGaming ETF BETZ. We're going to look at the key components, some performance and some CandleGlance charts, and then I'm going to show you some trend signals using the Stoke Close indicator and the trend composite on StockCharts ACP. Let's hit those charts. So today we're going to talk about betting, in particular the sports betting and iGaming ETF BETZ. We're going to look at the key components, some performance and some CandleGlance charts, and then I'm going to show you some trend signals using the Stoke Close indicator and the trend composite on StockCharts ACP. Let's hit those charts. So whenever I'm interested in an ETF, one of my first points of call is the website of the fund family, because I want to know the holdings and I want to know the percentages of those holdings to see if it's concentrated or if it's equally weighted, and basically where the stocks come from that fit in that ETF. And so the first port of call is Google, and I just do the symbol name and holdings, and usually I get a link at the top that gives me the fund family, Round Hill Investments in this case. And if we click on that link, we can see the holdings. So here I am on the fund family website here, and right away you can see that there are some non-US holdings here for this ETF. You can see the tickers over on the left. So the normal RSI ticker, DKNG, GNOG, those are US holdings, but this is going to be Canadian, I would guess. We've got another foreign holding here and another one here. So you can see just in that top group, we've got 5 non-US ETFs. Now that's not a problem, it's just something you need to know or be aware of. And if we scroll down, we can see more non-US holdings. Now my main focus is the US, so I'm going to focus on some of the top US holdings in the analysis. So I've got a PerfChart here with some of the top holdings, and we can see there's the ETF, and this is 1 month, 22 days, and you can see it's up 13%. So it is leading the market in that regard. And you can see all of these big components or sizable components in that ETF are up as well. The leader is Golden Nugget. Rush Street, which is RSI, that top holding, is up like 50%. So we have seen some pretty darn big moves. Now this ETF did correct after the peak there in February. So if I right click on this slider here, I can look at a 6-month chart and see how the performance differs. So you can see if you go just back 6 months, it's only up 7% or so. Penn National Gaming is down 20% over the last 6 months, but these other ones are up. So there is some strength within that ETF. Now, CandleGlance charts are really good for getting an overview of the components of an ETF to see if there may be a particular group of components or 1 or 2 components that you want to single out for an individual trade. So this here shows BETZ with 8 other stocks in the ETF. So BETZ came down hard into July, and then you can see the breakout there, the throwback. So there's the breakout, there's the throwback, and then the surge. So it's a bit extended. You know, it's come from, say, 27 to 32. And it's overbought short term, so it could come down and settle into the 30 area. That might offer an opportunity. We look at Boyd Gaming. It was declining here into July and then started to get a breakout here. Caesars also declining into August actually, but look at that surge and that breakout. And so this broken resistance zone turns into support. So if we throw back to the mid-90s to the 50-day there, which is a green dash line, that would be an opportunity. DraftKings, definitely a leader. There is a pullback in DraftKings. So you got the surge, the pullback, and it got a breakout in early August. So it was already showing leadership. Golden Nugget, this big gap up, so it's way overbought. International Gaming Technology, they make components for slot machines and casinos and such, but it had a nice wedge and a wedge breakout. Penn National Gaming, another sports betting ETF, got a big breakout, kind of stalling, so maybe a pullback to the breakout zone, and 50-day would offer an opportunity. Rush Street, RSI, is too volatile for my blood. You know, it goes from 10 to 17, basically a 70% advance, so it needs to settle down. I probably wouldn't be interested in that one. And then Scientific Games had a breakout and a little throwback, and it's got an uptrend working here, but it's not as strong as some of the other breakouts I think that we're seeing. And now let's look at some of the trend signals. So I'm here on StockCharts ACP, and I'm going to work off of two indicators for trend following. I've got the Stoke Close indicator, which is 125 days, smooth with a 5-day moving average in the first window there. And in the lower window, I've got the Trend Composite, which aggregates the trend signals in 5 trend following indicators. And these two indicators are part of the Trend Investor Pro Indicator Edge plugin. And if you look at the bottom right-hand corner there, you can see that plugin icon. And if you click it, there you see a link to learn more about this plugin. So what I'm doing here is using this plugin, but you can see that on the left-hand side that the ETF started trading in early June. That's why this indicator for the Stoke Close doesn't start until, there you can see, in early December. You needed 6 months of trading to get it started. And the Trend Composite did not start until early March. And that is because you needed more data to actually get this indicator going, because this is a relatively new ETF. Over on the upper left-hand side, I'm going to open up the chart settings, and there you can see the two indicators. So there's Trend Composite, and you can change all of these settings for the 5 indicators. And I'm not going to do that now. I'm just going to use the default settings. I'm looking for this 3 to 6 month time frame to catch trends. And keep in mind, all trend following strategies, they have whipsaws. Okay, you're going to have losing positions. They're going to lag. You're not going to get in at the bottom or out at the top. You're going to get the middle of a trend if you get a trend. If there's no trend, it's going to be a whipsaw and a losing trade. And typically, if you take trend following signals over a few years, 60% are not going to work. You're going to be losing positions on 60%, but 40% of those signals are going to work, and they will have a average gain that'll be 3 times the average loss of the losing signals or more, and that's why trend following can be profitable over time. But it gives you a strategy. So if we look here, we can see that the sports betting and iGaming ETF peaked out here in March, went sideways, and then came down. And that's when you got the trend signals turning bearish in the middle part of July there. You can see Stoke Close moving below 40 and turning red, and the Trend Composite turning to -1 and turning red, which is a bearish signal. And they stayed bearish into late August, early September. So in late August, Stoke Close moved above 60 to turn bullish. And when Stoke closes above 60, that means it's clearly in the upper half of its 125-day range. The cup is half full, and that's why I consider it an uptrend. And then with the Trend Composite, that means that 3 indicators are on bullish signals and 2 are on bearish signals. So 3 minus 2 is +1. So that's why this indicator is a green +1. So we have a new trend following signal here for this ETF. Now, what do? Well, a trend follower would not be too worried about a lagging signal because trend followers expect lagging signals. They expect whipsaws. They're not doing it for 1, 5, or 10 trades. They're doing it for the next 100, 200, 300 trades. It's a strategy. It's not a one-off. Now, if you're looking to time this a little more, though, you could use the momentum composite to look for or wait for an oversold condition after this uptrend has signaled. So if we click on the icon at the top left to open the chart settings, And then I'm going to scroll down on the left-hand side, and I'm going to choose the momentum composite. And what this does is it measures overbought and oversold conditions within the bigger uptrend, downtrend. So I'm going to go ahead and remove Stoke Close so we get a little more detail here. So when the trend composite is green, uptrend, you're looking for oversold conditions. And so we got one of those in May. And if we go over here, we can see that I like to see at least 3 oversold indicators, and that would be -3 in the indicator. And there you can see on May 12th, we had all 5 indicators oversold. And then the next day, May 13th, we had 3 of the 5 oversold, and that gave way to a bounce. And then we got oversold here in early July, but then the trend signal kicked in. So that negated that oversold signal. That would be an exit signal. So now you can see we get overbought, and then we get the trend signal. So now we have to wait if we want to pick our entry. So we've got the trend signal, and now we wait for the momentum composite to get to -3 to suggest oversold. And that's an alert that you've had a pullback within an uptrend, and you're looking for some sort of short-term upside catalyst to suggest that that pullback is ending and the bigger uptrend is resuming. So I want to show you the ranking trends and setups table at Trend Investor Pro because we got some new uptrend signals because I'm tracking Stoke Close signals for 128 ETFs in the core list. And so on this list, you can see on this table here, if you click the trend heading, you can see all the trends. So there's all the uptrends. And then you click again, you can see the downtrends at the top, and you can scroll down to see all of them. We still got quite a few ETFs in downtrends, but we have a column for new trends. And so if I click that, I can see the new uptrends that have emerged over the past 5 trading days, bars here. And if we look over on the left, we can see small caps triggered bullish in the past week. We got green energy, wind energy, uranium. Look at that, 4 ARC ETFs, the space ETF, Japan had a huge move, and the new downtrend is a transport ETF. So I follow these trend signals, and I also look for overbought and oversold conditions within these trends as opportunities to partake within that trend. So click on that link below in the description, trendinvestorpro.com, if you want to learn more about our services. So if you'd like to know more about trendinvestorpro.com, you can click on the link below in the description. Again, if you like this video, please give us a thumbs up and consider subscribing to StockCharts. Thanks again for tuning in. Have a great day, and I'll talk to you again next week.
Hey guys, Dave Keller here with StockCharts.com. Thanks so much for watching our video. If you enjoyed it, and we hope you did, hit the like button right below. Also, we have so much new content every day. Consider subscribing to the channel. Just hit the subscribe button in the video or right below. Thanks for watching. Stay safe. Have a fantastic day.